Thanks, Janak. I'll take it ahead. And thanks for the intro. And most of you must have participated in a lot of other such sessions that we previously held. It's been going on for quite some time, quite a few months already. And just to give you a brief, we have been keeping these sessions particularly for the CA community and the influencer and your team members. So these are the topics, those are specifically relevant to you, relevant to your day-to-day work and day-to-day life. And such small sessions will be conducting a few topics at one go. So today we are having this session for one of the very important tool that has been there with Tally for quite some time, in fact, for a long time. And still not very large number of people and the users are using it, even though it's a very important tool, and it will definitely make your life very easy, your and your customers also. So that one particular tool is bank reconciliation. So all of you are already aware of bank reconciliation. All of you are already aware of its availability in Tally since long, and most of the customers are also aware of it. It's just that few of us or many of us are not using it, maybe because we are not aware how to use it, and probably we are not aware how easy it is to use it in Tally. Okay, so I'll just take you ahead. So the agenda for the today is basically to see how we can do bank reconciliation in Tally, and how easily it is available in Tally Prime, the latest release also. We'll also see some of the few of the entries that we can do with reconciliation. We have got already a company which we have created for specifically for this purpose. Okay, I can understand the font is a bit lower. So basically the bank reconciliation is useful for a CA or the auditor or your team members, is because most of the customers or clients are still using manually or Excel. So they send you the data in Excel or manually, and you have to do the reconciliation for that. In Tally Prime also, clients are not making entries time to time in regular intervals. So the transaction happened, and then probably after a few days the entry has been passed. So it is difficult to follow that entry when you are working on it. In many of the cases, accounting is completely outsourced to CAs. So CAs are the ones who are doing the entries, but the actual work is done by the customers. So it is difficult to keep a track of all the transactions which are happened, when happened, and which are the banks and what is the source of it. So everything. So it's difficult for a CA to manage everything. In many of the cases also, the CAs are not able to match the banking ledgers also, and because of the incomplete information that they get from the clients or their customers. Automatically creating the vouchers automatically through banking transactions. So this is one of the features that we'll discuss later in this session. I'll show you, and because of that, it is 100% possible to have 100% automation in cashless clients. So if a customer is using 100% cashless, so that means he's using all his entries and all the transactions through banks, then it is possible to get their entire transactions, all the history, to be automated in Tally. So we'll see to it also in the later. So what are the topics that we are going to cover? So there are two major things that are available in bank reconciliation in Tally. One is manual reconciliation, and the second one is auto bank reconciliation. We'll see both of it, how to do the manual reconciliation and also to do the auto bank reconciliation. In auto bank reconciliation, we can also do the reconciliation of single transactions. We can do the reconciliation of all transactions. We can pass the voucher entries at the same time. So we'll also see to it. So I'll just go to my Tally also. So it will be easier for you to understand like how to do it from Tally. So this is the Tally latest release. Having any issue, just let me know. So I'll go to the Tally. This is the gateway of Tally. So as I told you, we already have a company named Banking Auto Reco, it has got some transactions already done, and one bank is already there in this company. So this company is majorly transacting with HDFC Bank, and we'll see how the all the transactions which happened with HDFC Bank can be automatically reconciled using Tally. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is enable auto bank reconciliation facility in that ledger. So you go to the ledger which is HDFC. Okay, so if you see here, there's one option which is auto reconciliation. It is already yes. So at the start of it will be no. Then all you have to do is just make it yes. There's another option down here which is no. This is basically the configuration. So this screen will open. So these are the two screens that you will see. So basically, whenever you are starting auto bank reconciliation, the first thing that you should do is make two folders. One which is for downloaded bank statement, and the other one is for the reconciled statements. So whenever you want to reconcile, you must download a statement from the bank, right? So that bank statement, the downloaded bank statement, you can keep it in one folder, and the other folder, even if you keep it blank, it is okay, but then you have to give the path to that folder. So this is the downloaded statement. This is the part that we have given. This is the downloaded statement, is one folder that we have created, and this is the imported bank statement. Imported bank statement is basically the reconciled statement. So all the reconciled statement will go here. Then all you have to do, just go to the reconciled statement and see which are the transactions which got reconciled. Okay, so these are the two different paths that we have to assign initially, and then once this is done, then we can directly start bank reconciliation. So we'll go to that, but I'll just see. So there's one more option, enable e-payment. So this is also no. All you have to do is yes, and you can start the e-payment, but we'll take it later on. Okay, so I'll just come out of Tally. So you have set the HDFC Bank as auto bank reconciliation ledger. So all the transactions that you have done with HDFC, you can directly do it through reconcile through Tally. So we'll see to it how to do that. So in Tally, gateway of Tally, there's one option which is banking. Here, just go to banking, go to bank reconciliation, select the bank, and you will see all the transactions that happened with that bank in that particular period, which are entered in your Tally here. So these are the transactions that you that are entered in the Tally with that bank are here. This is the instrument date, this is the bank date. So the first is, I'll just tell you the difference between instrument date is the one where we were entered in the Tally. Bank date is the one where the bank has been cleared. So the bank statement that you get will have a bank date. So that is the date when the payment has been cleared or the payment has been withdrawn that date. So that date can differ. So the first thing that you can do is manual reconciliation. So in manual reconciliation, you have to match each and every transaction manually with the bank date. You can do that right here. All you have to do is just enter the bank date. So let's say this first transaction happened on 1st of April, where the payment was done for traveling expenses. The entry was passed on 1st of April, but the check got cleared or the payment got cleared on, let's say, 3rd of April. So I'll keep it as 3rd of April. So this one entry is done. Second is receipt. Let's say the entry was done on 2nd of April, but the payment was received one day earlier or one day later, whatever. So one day earlier that the payment was received, and I am marking it as 1st of April. So bank date cannot be lower than the instrument date. So here one thing has to be kept in mind. One second, sorry. Okay, so the bank date has to be later than the similar to the statement date, the entry date. So if a statement as payment has been received and you are making an entry, then you have to make the entry as same as the bank date, then only it will get accepted. There's one more option which is available, wherein you can set the bank date as an instrument date for all the transactions. So if you see, you can set the bank date as instrument date, or you can set a new date. If you select an instrument date, then it will automatically take all the instrument dates. Okay, so if you want to change it, then later on one by one you can do that. But this is basically the manual reconciliation that you can do. Manual reconciliation. This is possible for a few transactions, or the transactions are lesser. But then, if suppose you have got transactions which are into hundreds of the transactions that you have to reconcile, so you can use the auto bank reconcile feature that Tally has. So I'll just go to the PPT. So we have covered how we can access the bank, how we can select the manual reconciliation. So these are the manual reconciliation that you have done. Now I'll just go to the auto bank reconciliation. So how does auto bank reconciliation happens? So remember that I told you about the two folders that you created. One folder is for the downloaded bank statement, and one folder is for the imported bank statements. So for auto bank reconciliation, what is the normal procedure that you will do? First, you will get the bank statement from the bank, right? So your customer will provide you the bank statement, or in case you are doing it for yourself, you will just download the bank statement from the bank. So that downloaded statement, that you will keep it in that folder. That folder path is already given. So in Tally, okay. So in Tally, all you have to do is just you are already in HDFC Bank's ledger. Okay. So let's say I'll again go, and these are the dates are already blank. Okay, so let's say these are the transactions that happened, and you have to do auto reconcile for all these transactions. So how it will happen, or how what is the best way to do is just go to import, go to bank statement. Now just look at this. The file path is already taken, which was already given by you, which was downloaded statements. So I kept one statement of HDFC Bank downloaded in XLS format in that folder. So Tally will directly go to that folder, which was already pre-decided for this ledger, and then it will check for all the files which are there in that folder. So there's one file only, but then if there are multiple files, it will show all the files here. It will show the system date. All you have to do is just select the appropriate file that you have downloaded and you want to reconcile for that particular period with that company. So you just click enter. It will start reconciling. So it will start matching all the entries with the Tally entries that you already have. So these are the entries that you already had. Tally has total entries in the bank statement was 11, reconciled 5, and additional bank entries are 6. So basically what is this? So there are 11 entries in the bank statement. The file that we had 11 entries. 5 Tally has already automatically reconciled. So they check the amount, they check the party, and they have automatically reconciled 5 entries. There are 6 entries which are not directly reconciled by Tally, but it will be available. I'll just show you how. So you just enter. So those 5 entries are here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 entries that Tally has already reconciled. So they it has checked with the bank statement and the bank and the entries in the Tally, and it has reconciled. But there are few entries which are not reconciled, but which are here available here. So there are a few ways that you can reconcile all the remaining entries also. Okay. I think I'll go to. Okay. Yeah. So you can see here in this. Here there are 3 entries. These are not reflected in the company books, but which are there in the bank statement. So these are the entries: 2 withdrawals and 1 deposit entry. These are not in the tally. So maybe it has happened that you have the customer has withdrawn this amount, but maybe failed to do it or just has not yet done the entry. So what you can do is you can directly do the entry from here. This is very a good tool for those CAs who are doing the accounting for their customers also. So all they have to do is just create one voucher, enter, yes, and that voucher is already here. So the bank is already selected. All you have to do is that withdrawn. So who was the person or the party for which the amount was withdrawn? The 15,000 amount is already here. So you just pass that entry. So once you pass that entry, it has gone from this section and it is already reconciled. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. You can just pass one entry wherever possible which is not reconciled. You can just pass entry from here only. So all your books can be reconciled here. There's another way which is reconcile all unlinked. So once you click on that, reconcile all unlinked, you'll see that there are few entries. Let's say, for example, this is one entry from the bank statement. It shows 9,000 as the amount. Okay, but Tally is not directly able to put it whether that 9,000 is from creditor 3 or expenses. The reason is because both the entries have got 9,000 amount. So these are the entries that are available in the Tally or the books, company books. So all you have to do is select which one. So if you know that okay, this was for creditor 3 which was withdrawn and this the first entry, just enter and it will show the message as reconciled successfully. It will show another entry. This is the second entry, 15,000, debtor 1, debtor 2, debtor 2. So these are the two entries that are available in the Tally. All you have to do is select which entry does this bank statement accounts for. So you can select the debtor 2 and it is reconciled. So such like this way you can do reconciliation for all the entries. So Tally will prompt you which are the entries which are there. There will be some entries probably which maybe are mismatched in Tally or in the bank statements. So that for that you will have to again pass on the entry, pass on the vouchers directly from here. You can directly create voucher from here. So this is such an easy way to bank reconciliation, but very few are using it, frankly. And it's a very good tool for specifically for the CS. And if some of you must be using it already, but then if a few of you are not using it, just go to it, look into it. I have shown you the easy way of doing it or a very good way of doing the bank reconciliation automatically. But then you can just go to the Tally and just check it for yourself also. It is very easy to do it. Okay, so that is about the bank reconciliation.
Process of making e-payments in Tally Prime in 5 simple steps. Step 1. Creating a bank ledger. Press Alt-G. Select Create Master. Press Enter. Select Ledger and press Enter. On the ledger creation screen, enter the name of the ledger and select Bank Accounts. Now, enter bank account details. By default, Tally Prime will take the active company's name as account holder's name. You can change it if needed. Enter account number and IFS code. Enter SWIFT code if applicable. In the bank name, select ICICI Bank India. Once you select the bank, you can see the option Enable e-payments under Bank Configuration. Enter the branch name. Now, set Enable e-payments to Yes. An information screen appears. The bulk payment feature needs to be activated from ICICI Bank. You can contact your bank relationship manager for the same. To view the contact details of the banks in Tally Help, click Yes. Or click No to proceed and enable Set or Alter e-payments configuration. Under bank-specific configuration, set Export or Upload payment file in encrypted format to Yes. Once you set it to Yes, the option Folder Path for Encryption tool appears, where you need to specify the path for the encryption tool. The encryption of payment file is mandatory for uploading it on ICICI Bank portal. You need to avail the encryption tool ICICI_WEH128 from your ICICI Bank Relationship Manager. Enable Set or Alter Payment Instruction Output File Name in order to set the name of the output file name. In the output file format screen, enter the customer code and format code as provided to you by the bank and save. Export or upload payment instructions on voucher creation is set to No by default, which will allow you to export payment instructions from the e-payments report in bulk. However, if you want to export payment instructions at the time of voucher creation, set it to Yes. By default, Ignore transactions with information mismatch in report is No. Setting it to No will move the transactions to the Transactions with Information Mismatch with Masters section in the e-payments report if bank details entered during the voucher creation do not match the one provided in the bank details of the party ledger. Under Folder Path for Payment Instructions, the default path has been specified. However, you can change the folder path as per your preference. And as you can see, the default path has also been specified under Folder Path for New Intermediate Files or Reverse Files as termed in ICICI Bank. You can change it too. Similarly, the folder path for the imported intermediate files or reverse files can be changed. Save the bank ledger. Next, create a party ledger. Create a party to which the payment has to be made. Enter name and select Sundry Creditors. Set Provide Bank Details to Yes. Press Enter and you will get the bank details for the party screen. In the transaction type, select eFund Transfer and press Enter. Now, enter account number and IFS code of the party's bank account. Select the bank in which the party has account from the list of banks and press Enter. Press Ctrl A to save the master. Now you can record payments. Step 3. Record a payment voucher. Press Alt G. Create voucher and press F5 for payment voucher. Under Account, choose the ICICI Bank ledger that you have created. In the party, select the party ledger created for the beneficiary. Enter the amount and select the bill references as applicable and press Enter. Now you can see the bank allocation screen for the party with the details provided in the party ledger. Enter the narration and save the transaction. Next, export the transaction to generate the payment file. Step 4. Export the transaction and generate the payment file. Press Alt G, e-payments. Select Ready for sending to bank and press Enter. As you can see, the transaction you have made appears here. Click Export on the top menu and then click Payment Instructions. The Exporting Payment Instructions screen appears. Click Send. A message confirming the generation of payment file appears, showing the file name and location. As you can see, the file has got exported to the location you had set while creating the bank ledger, and it is in the encrypted format. Once the export is completed, the transaction will move to the Transactions Sent to Bank Unreconciled section. If the transactions are recorded without the beneficiary's account number or IFS code, then they will appear under Transactions with Incomplete Information. And if there are transactions in which the bank details of the beneficiary do not match to the mentioned in the party ledger, they will appear under Transactions with Information Mismatch with Master. Drill down on any of these sections. For example, let us drill down on Transactions with Incomplete Information. You can see the error. Drill down further and you can correct it by entering information here or by pressing Alt-S to copy from master and press Ctrl-A and then press A to accept. Once you do it, the transaction will reflect in the Ready for Sending to Bank section. Now, let us proceed to the final step, which is uploading the payment file on the bank portal. Step 5. Upload the file in the bank portal. Now, open the ICICI Bank portal and enter your credentials. You are now in the ICICI Bank portal homepage, and as you can see, you are logged in. On the homepage, click CMS and then click CMS Payments IPS under Collections and Payments. CMS Payment File Upload page opens. Click Payment File Upload on the left side and then Transaction File Upload under it. Provide the details and upload the file under Select Data File. Click Upload. Now you can authorize the payment file. Under Payment Approvals, click Pending for Authorization. Click on the Authorize checkbox and then click Save. Once the payment is authorized, the bank makes the payment to the beneficiary or the party. Thereafter, bank updates the status of the payment, which is available in the reverse file. To download the reverse file, go to Reports/Inquiry. Now, import the reverse file downloaded from the bank portal in TallyPrime. Go to the e-payments report in TallyPrime, select Transactions Sent to the Bank Unreconciled and press Enter. Click Import, Intermediate File, select the reverse file, press Enter, and the e-payment transaction will be reconciled by updating instrument number and bank date. Let's have a quick look at the process of e-payments from ICICI Bank using TallyPrime again. Create a bank ledger with ICICI Bank India as the bank. Then create a ledger for the party to which the payment has to be made. Record the payment to the party by creating a payment voucher. Now, open the e-payments report and export the transaction to get the payment file. Finally, upload the payment file to the ICICI Bank portal, authorize and download the reverse file. You can import this file in TallyPrime to reconcile the e-payment transaction. As you saw, TallyPrime provides you with the facility to process e-payments to the beneficiaries in a simple and secure way. Thank you. For more information, visit help.tallysolutions.com.